morning, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
So glad to have you guys this morning. Of course, we're wanting to do this video celebrating as Tennessee and the nation is still celebrating the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment and the women's suffrage movement. We wanted to basically do a diversity spotlight and spotlight women, more particularly women CMBs who, the CMB designation is the upper echelon of our industry. So we really wanted to take this time this morning to have you guys come on and talk about that. So we're going to always start out with introductions. Of course, my name is Tiffany Cersei Wright. I am the Middle Tennessee Director of Tennessee Mortgage Bankers Association. I am also a mortgage loan originator out of Nashville for Synovus Bank. Amy?
I am Amy McElveen, and I serve on the Knoxville Mortgage Bankers Association board, and I am a mortgage loan officer with a mortgage boutique here in Knoxville.
All right, thank you for that, Amy. So what I would really like to do, Amy, if you would just take a moment so that we can really start out this video presenting these women and what they have earned with this CMB designation. Will you read or tell us what is the MBA's definition of the certified mortgage banker?
I would be happy to. And looking at this crowd, this definition absolutely describes them perfectly. The certified mortgage banker designation is the industry standard of professional success. It symbolizes respect, credibility, ethics, and achievement within real estate finance. Earning a CMB instantly places you at the top of our dynamic industry and makes you a part of the elite group that has achieved the highest level of professional success.
So that is awesome. I think it's fantastic. And I think there's a statistic out there that says that less than 1% of the professionals in the real estate finance and mortgage industry earn this designation. So with that said, would you all individually introduce yourselves? You want to start with Debbie?
Hello, I'm Debbie Gadberry. I'm the Vice President of Franklin Synergy Bank. I manage mortgage operations.
Hello, I'm Diane Payne. I'm the area sales leader for Synovus and past president of Tennessee Mortgage Bankers.
Hi, I am Dana Abernethy. I'm a senior vice president of enterprise sales at Computer Share Loan Services, and I've served as a past chairman of the CMB Society.
Hi, I'm Tammy Gravely. I work with First Bank Mortgage, serving as the Senior Vice President Director of Mortgage Operations, and I also serve on the board for the National Mortgage Bankers Association.
That's great. Thank you all so much. And I always coin this and that designation that you guys have that Amy and I are so excited to try to earn ourselves. Is the Super Bowl ring of mortgage banking. So thank you guys for joining us today. I'd like to really sort of kind of start by, can you give us some background behind the designation? And I know that some of you guys are also AMPs as well as CMB. So where did the designation come from? Where did that start?
Yeah, I'll take that. So in 1971, the MBA's Education Committee decided that they wanted to have some type of professional designation to symbolize, knowledge and character and, to your point, having a very strong knowledge of the industry. So it wasn't actually until 1973 that the designation was rolled out with the first class in 1974. And actually, the first women did not become CMBs until 1982, where we had 6 women become CMBs.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So one of the top questions that I get is why would somebody go to the lengths that you guys have to get this designation? So why did you guys decide to do this?
I would like to tell you that, honestly, for me, it was, in the beginning, career aspirations. I knew that if I wanted to succeed in my career, I needed to learn more, I needed to have more knowledge, I needed to network with people, and I needed to know a global aspect of our business. And by gaining the CMB, I felt like that I would soak up more knowledge that I could share with others, be a better leader, and really educate myself. So for me, that was a personal goal of mine.
Well, and I would agree with Debbie as well. And it's, you know, it's a different conversation, I think, with your customers, you know, with your peers, that you know all the aspects that go into mortgage lending. You know, it was quite the challenge. So, you know, you set yourself a goal, but it is definitely a differentiator, I think, as it relates to just having that credential. Kind of sets you apart, like I said, and gives you a different conversation.
Okay, so now let's get into what's required. We always talk about, you know, we've got to get to 150 points because that's what's required for you to apply for your candidacy for CMB. And I know that everyone's told us that, you know, they're going to measure you on 3 different buckets: your professional experience, your documented education, and industry participation. And then we know that there is a big written test and an oral test that you all have to pass. So let's talk about that. Somebody tell us, how did you get there?
Tiffany, actually, I had been involved with mortgage bankers for a very long time. I've been in the business for longer than I would like to admit. And the designation really was something that I didn't until I decided to just truly buckle down and determine that I was going to do the certification, that I even understood what there was involved in it. And because of my participation, the committees that I had sat on, I had enough of points that you can do what could actually be considered kind of the fast path to just go and take the actual test. And I chose not to do that. So there are a lot of people who do. I think Debbie was one who, kudos to her, simply just went with all of her points that had been collected. But as you attend luncheons or you attend conferences or educational classes that are offered through the MBA, those points are actually calculated and held in those buckets so that you can determine if you would like to just simply go that fast path, or if you wanted to actually just kind of back up and really go through all the classes. I chose to go through all the classes because one, I felt more comfortable doing that. I didn't know quite what to expect. And from my perspective, I would probably say that no matter how confident you are, it's probably a really good refresher course to go through those classes, because I did not know what I did not know. And I hate that phrase, but I learned to appreciate it during that time.
That's great. Anybody else want to tell us how you got there?
So my path was similar to Tammy's. I did also take the classes because my background was basically, at the time, it was mortgage insurance. So I needed exposure to different parts of the business. And I would advise anyone, if you haven't sat in every department, it's a good idea to take the MBA School of Mortgage Banking, because you get information on hedging and servicing and you know, all the different facets of the business that helps you with the test. I ended up going and pursuing my master's CMB, so that was where you had to take some commercial as well. And that was eye-opening too. So it was similar but different, but it was, you know, you don't have to go to national conferences. And I think that's something that people get confused about. You know, you can get enough points in, you know, just by serving in your state and local chapters, you can earn the points.
Okay, so one of the questions that I have and have asked you guys is, you know, how do you do this? I mean, is it difficult? Was it expensive? I mean, how did you tackle that piece of the project?
Well, I can talk to that a little bit. You know, as everyone's alluded to, there's all different pathways. And, you know, I think it's just setting a goal that that's what you want to do and just stay on track with that. You know, I got my CMB in 2010, so it kind of goes without being said. There was a lot of noise out there at that time, but, you know, it took me several years to get my CMB. I did do the fast path, as they refer to, because I didn't go to the classes, but literally did study courses to try to hold down that expense. And when you really look at all of the different opportunities to gather the points through not just experience, but, you know, committees and just courses that you've attended, you can achieve it really faster than you think and within a budget. So that was kind of my pathway.
I have to understand everything I want to do and get it done or I'll forget it. So I went very fast. I started and took all of my classes just month right after month. And my company was very, very supportive, and not only from an emotional and professional, but also financial. And so I didn't have those struggles. The companies that you work for hopefully are, you know, in a position and feel strongly enough about it that they will support anyone who wants to do that. If not, of course, we do have, you know, other opportunities through the MBA that you can actually kind of connect with and get to that path. So there's no excuses not to, but I did do it very fast. And there are days that I look back and I go, can't believe I did that. For many reasons. One, I can't believe I made it through it that quickly. And there are some people though that work better slower. And I think it just depends on your personal preference as to how quickly you want to do it. But you can do it as fast as you would like, or you can do it as slow. I believe unless anything's changed, you have up to 3 years once you've actually registered, if I'm not mistaken. And I can confirm that for us. But fast or slow really depends upon you as an individual, how you actually learn and you progress better.
That's awesome. Thank you guys for sharing that. And I would also like to add, in terms of the expense, you do have some resources available through Tennessee Mortgage Bankers. They actually have a diversity and inclusion scholarship for underrepresented groups in our industry. So I would encourage you all to investigate that. The other thing I will tell you is on a national level, there's the Path to Diversity Scholarship. Both of those scholarships I have applied and received. The process was very, very easy. So if there's any fears out there or there's concern about the expense, there are some resources out there. So I would encourage everyone to go to the Tennessee Mortgage Bankers website and Mortgage Bankers website to get that information. So now this is the fun stuff here. Just what do you think is the best part? If you wanted to tell me or Amy or anybody else that's wanting to be in your seat there, what has been like the best part of earning your CMB?
Some of the best parts of it are, number one, networking, getting to know a whole new group of people, professional people that I can mentor with, I can learn from. I can pick up the phone and call them when we're talking about industry items that I need a shoulder, you know, to lean on, to talk through, to what can I do. And also the fact that one of the greatest things for me is to be our age and to be in this industry and still be learning. Still show your children you don't have to quit learning. You learn the rest of your life. And I'm so proud of the fact that I studied and they saw me pursue something that I really wanted to pursue and achieve that. So, you know, it gives you respect for yourself and makes you feel happy. And also it gives you, once you've got that CMB, then you're looking for the next opportunity. How can I be involved in MBA? Can I serve on a board? Can I serve on a committee? How can I help with the housing industry? It just opens your eyes to a whole new level of thinking.
I'd like to add, and I agree with Debbie, you know, the network that opens up to you is just incredible. We have on LinkedIn, we have a CMB Society page where if people are having difficulty finding something or want a recommendation, you know, you can post on there and people from all over the country will try to help you solve your problems. And so I think from that perspective, but it really elevated my conversations. When I got my CMB, I saw things differently. And it really opened up a whole world of opportunities to have more engaging strategic conversations. And I think the last thing that has been personally satisfying and something that I value, and I hope that even after I retire, whatever that might be, that I continue doing, is helping other people, specifically women, become CMBs. Because, you know, the opportunity and the possibility that having this designation opens up is remarkable, and you just want everyone to have it. So I'd say probably top of the list, you know, that piece of it.
So I know that I've kind of cornered you guys all at conferences and meetings and things and asked you all, but if you can just give us all what's either the best piece of advice that you were given about the journey to your CMB, or the best piece of advice that you could give Tiffany and I as we start our journey.
Well, as I said before, you know, I think it is about setting a goal and just being committed to that. And for me, it was so empowering along the way to just gain that confidence. And as I said, it does create a lot of different conversations along the way, and the relationships and networking as well. That's just a plus. But there is something very differentiating when people come across the room and go, "Are you a CMB? Tell me about that." You know, so it really helps to have the opportunity to empower others and, you know, share with them and challenge them, you know, to go for it.
My last comment is to say thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you all for setting an example. I'm a big believer in you got to see it to believe it. And you guys, being women, are examples for Amy and I and others, that you can do it. You can get there. I'm hoping with the information and the advice and the stories that you shared today, that we brought awareness to you guys and what you've done, as well as to the CMB designation. I hope we've removed some fears and set some realistic, real expectations. And finally, I hope that we've encouraged others that they can do this. And this is something that's worthy of earning and attaining. So with that, I say thank you. Anybody else that wants more information, I encourage you to reach out to these ladies. I can tell you, I've reached out to all of them individually. They have all given me in this journey very good advice and very good support. So I say reach out to them. And lastly, go to Tennessee Mortgage Bankers website and the Mortgage Bankers website and get more information about certified mortgage bankers and the CMB. Make it a great day.